Welcome in, everybody, to yet another live edition of Dom and Gonz Sports Talk, the show we not only talk about everything Baltimore Ravens, but around the NFL. And today, we got another pregame live edition of the show for you, and we're excited to get into it. Talking about this Ravens versus Rams Week 6 matchup on Sunday afternoon tomorrow at 1 p.m. at the Bank. Ravens sitting at 1-4 on the season, trying to get their season turned around against the 3-2 LA Rams heading into town. Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua and all those boys are trying to come in here and get back on track after losing last week to those 49ers on Thursday Night Football, while the Ravens are in a free fall trying to get something going, just something to build upon before this bye week. So anyway, how you doing today? I'm Gonz, and that's Dom, if you don't know us already. If you're new here, thanks again for stopping by, or if you're a returning member, we always appreciate you no matter what you are. So we're ready to talk about this. Dom, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. It's a we'll see how long this nice weather lasts, but it's decent today. Good to talk some football, even though the Ravens are making me cry internally, but it's all right. That's what they do. They make us cry sometimes. You know, you got to take the good with the bad.
It's going to be a test of faith for Ravens fans.
You know, it is. It's been a test of faith for the first 5 weeks, but, you know, we're there. AG, good to see you. Laughing at our pain. Appreciate that. But, yeah, I'm ready to talk some football. I'm ready to talk some Ravens.
Yeah, let's just jump right in, huh? So like I said, Ravens are sitting at 1-4 and desperately need a victory, trying to get this ship turned around, head in the right direction. So let's see if they could do it. Well, honestly, I don't know if they will, but, well, you got to hold out hope, right? Anyway, let's start with injuries. I think that'd be a good place to begin. And we've got a lot of hopeful news this week for the long-term situation, I believe. We got a lot of returning forces. A lot of reinforcements incoming, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Lots of people returning to practice. Roquan Smith, even, although he did not officially practice, he was working out on a side field, which is really good. Is that true? I thought that was true.
That is accurate. He was working out on a side field, I believe, Friday.
Okay.
Working out the side field. So.
You were giving me just a indifferent look, so I was hoping I wasn't making that up. I thought that was real. Anyway. So good. Thank you. So encouraging signs. All of our starters that have been hurt are back practicing. Marlon Humphrey, a full participant this week. While Dom's getting that situated, I can go by memory. Oh, perfect timing. Marlon Humphrey, full participant, no designation. So he looks like he's good to go in this game. And boy, do we need something to go right for the secondary with Puka Nacua and Tutu Atwell and others coming to town.
Don't forget about Devontae Adams.
Oh, how could I forget? I was still thinking the Cooper Cup days. Yeah, and Devontae Adams torched us a couple years ago on the Raiders with Minshew, so we already know what he's capable of. So we'll see if this coaching staff can get us ready for it. I don't know. Kyle Hamilton, full participant, no designation. So there's two guys already back in this secondary to help out. Chidobe Awuzie returned to practice as well. He's not going to play, but at least he is back practicing, and that sets up his return for the bye week. Ben Cleveland, personal injury, non-injury related, but he is back for full practice on Friday, and he's good to go. Maybe we'll see some of him on the offensive line because there's just something's got to shake here on this O-line. But I wouldn't be so sure because it's John Harbaugh and the coaching staff. Quarterback Lamar Jackson, though, unfortunately, is still out. But again, I don't know, man. I'll be honest. Let me get through this, and then I'll ask you. I have a question for you regarding that. Emory Jones, full participant. That sets up his return very soon. He's still not going to play today. Maybe after the bye we see his debut. We'll see. Note Boom, the backup left tackle. He's dealing with something, but he's fully healthy. He's good to go. Ricard, that was the other bright spot that we wanted to talk about. He's finally back practicing on a limited basis. So, yes, the reinforcements in the run blocking is exactly what we need. And I bet the most excited person on the field right there to hear that news is Mr. King Henry. So we are really excited to have Project Pat, Pancake Pat, whatever you want to call him, hopefully setting up his return after the bye. So, yes, we're getting reinforcements back, guys. It's okay to be a little excited. It is. Roquan Smith, like we said, did not officially practice, but he did practice on a side field, so maybe he could potentially make his return in a few weeks. That's a good sign, though, to see him back on some sort of practice field, doing some sort of work and some sort of drills. Ronnie Stanley, good to go. Looks like he's practicing Thursday, Friday. No designation. And Devontae Walker is going to be out with an oblique injury. But we still have Zay Flowers and Bateman. Hopefully, I did miss Zay Flowers. I did not notice this until reading the injury report recently. He's dealing with some sort of a shoulder injury. Maybe it was when he fell on it on that big play. Questionable for the game. I anticipate he's going to play, but we'll see. So it might be a big loss, actually, because if Walker's not there and Flowers is somehow not able to go, that leaves us with just Bateman, Tylan Wallace, and just a couple others that I can't think of off the top of my head right now.
Yeah.
D-Hop, duh. Yeah, so more extensive looks for D-Hop. Yeah, thank you for filling in. I'm locked in on this report. And then, the last guy I wanted to touch on was Mr. Roger Rosengarten with a knee injury, but no designation. He's going to be out there. So Ravens are a lot more healthier this week than last week, and that's a good sign as we approach the bye. And hopefully this bye can serve as a sort of, official rinse and rest and repeat type of thing for these guys so they can get back on the football field for this long stretch to the end of the season, starting with the Bears in 2 weeks. So that's good. That's really, really, really good news. So while it looks bad, if you just look at it without reading it, it's not as bad as it was. It's getting better. It's on the upward trajectory. Now, let's talk to Dom for a second. No Lamar Jackson, still not practicing. I'm getting a little bit. I'm not going to overreact, but it's starting to. We've seen this before, is what I'm saying. we have. Oh, it's nothing serious. He'll be back next week. And then that week happens. He's not back. Oh, it'll be next week. And he's still not back. And then he ends up missing the whole season. I'm hoping it's not that scenario, but should we just is it time to get a little worried about that he's not even doing anything limited at this point, or is it going to be okay? What do you think I'm overreacting, or are we seeing similar patterns to 2021 and 2022?
I think that it's not time to panic just yet. I know there was a report not this week, but the last week when he missed a lot of days of practice, that he was most likely going to miss about 2 to 3 weeks with the hamstring injury. This would be week 2 that he misses, and then we get the bye, right? So that gives him time. He had these 2 weeks off to not practice, to rehab that injury, and then he'll have this whole week for the bye week to also, get right, get healthy. I think that the worry should come if he's not practicing after the bye.
Like the first day?
Yeah. If he's not practicing day 1 after the bye, then I think there should be some concern. But I kind of estimated that he wasn't going to play this week. In that report. Yeah. And I think the game plan, and I think this is going to be the game plan for a lot of our guys, like the Roquan. I think Roquan will most likely also be back practicing, at least even at a limited capacity, once we get back from the bye week. And the same goes for him and Roquan pretty much the main concerns because the other guys are back. I think Cheetah Bay, I believe, also will be back practicing after the bye week. So I think getting those guys back after is important. But I think the panic button shouldn't be pressed yet until we get back from the bye. If he's not practicing then I'm pressing the panic button. But until then, I think this was kind of expected.
Yeah, okay, that's a good answer. I was leaning towards that as well because if he does not come back, it's going to be like 2022 all over again. I don't understand why they're so wishy-washy with Jackson and his injuries. I really don't. I just feel like I don't know anything when it comes to the timetable for Lamar Jackson coming back. I feel like I just don't know anything. I'm in the dark. We're all in the dark because it's just Harbaugh and that it's just so vague.
He also played it kind of weird Friday, right? Because they didn't announce that he would, like Harbaugh did his post-practice presser as he usually does on Friday, and he didn't announce that Lamar wasn't playing. Like he said that the team hadn't made a decision yet if Lamar wasn't playing although he hadn't practiced all week, which was kind of weird. Like, we already knew that he wasn't in practice on Friday, and we knew that after he missed the first 2 practices, 9 times out of 10, he probably wasn't going to play. But even then, we didn't really we knew, but then it wasn't confirmed that Cooper Rush would be playing Sunday until the injury report came out, which is, I don't know why they play it like that. I don't really know I don't understand why they try to keep it tight like that. I mean, if he didn't practice all week, I mean, we know he's not playing. Like, it's okay. Like, he's not playing. We'll try to have him back for the bye. I don't know why they play it like so close to the chest like that, even when like we kind of already have a hint. But it's weird. I don't understand why they do that.
Yeah, and it's just with him. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like it's never true what they say. I mean, for the other players, it seems to be accurate, like Marlon Humphrey week to week and how he's back.
Which is good. Which is nice to see.
I just don't. I don't know. I'm a little worried, but I'm not gonna get uptight about it quite yet. So we'll see what happens.
I would definitely hold the worry until the Wednesday after this upcoming Wednesday, right? When they're back at it again. If he's not practicing then that's when I'm kind of like, because at that point it had been 3 weeks.
And guys, if we have to, it's pretty much over. If we don't have Lamar back, I can't expect to win too many games, honestly. And it's not just his fault, because we just don't know if we can make the adjustments on defense to have a backup quarterback lead us all the way. It's just not realistic.
Yeah.
While we expect some changes on defense, we can't expect everything to be just 180'd by the bye week. I mean, these are philosophical issues. And if we still have the same coaching staff, we cannot expect big change. We can expect a fragment change, but nothing huge. So you need your starting quarterback because the defense is still not going to be where it needs to be. Anyway, nothing too big of note to talk about the LA Rams. I saw that Tutu Atwell came up with a hamstring injury in practice on Thursday. So that's something to keep an eye on. I anticipate he'll probably play, but that's their deep threat. That's their take the top off the defense kind of guy. So if he's hobbled, that's big. That's a big loss because he's their speedster. Not to say Puka's not a little quick or I almost said Hopkins, Adams, but this guy's like the speedster. I think you would agree. Don would agree with that too. So that's something to keep an eye out for. And Rob Havenstein, I think that's a starting offensive lineman too, who is not looking like he's going to play either. Not that it really matters because the Ravens don't get pressure on any type of O-lineman. So maybe if they want to try to get some sort of pressure, I mean, feel free. Puka Nacua, just an injury rest or just a rest day off on Friday. Nothing serious. And that's I don't know who Omar Spites is. Is that the inside linebacker?
Omar Spites, I'm not sure if that's inside linebacker.
Yeah, I think that's like a backup player or a special teamer. I don't know, but nothing big of note here except for Rob Havenstein and Tutu Atwell. All right, let's jump into this game. All right, I really don't have too much to say when we talk about this, so excuse my points. So Dom probably will be doing most of the talking here. But looking at this Baltimore Ravens offense, I don't really know what else you can do with Cooper Rush at quarterback. I mean, you've got to have a good O-line to keep him upright. And you've got to be able to run the ball too, obviously. I mean, this is all the same crap I've been saying at week after week after week. So it's just getting kind of tiring to come up here and say the same things. You got to block. You got to run the ball. I mean, the only thing I guess I would stress for this offense to do way better, that's not the same crap that I've been saying the past week, is to be a little bit more creative. Okay, because I was able to predict a lot of the plays they were able to do on against the Texans. I mean, they were going run, pass for a long time, and that was just – they got a field goal off it. Congrats. But run, pass, that's some of the olden Marty Morningwig type of crap from early 2010s. That was not good. It's very predictable. You need to be you got to find ways to keep the defense on their toes, even without Lamar Jackson at quarterback. And there's ways to do it. Just flip your play calling. And I know people are going to say, run the ball. Why don't you run the ball? Well, because teams are keying in on it now because they know the Ravens are not going to try to pass the ball that much anymore because Lamar's out. So I challenge that. I challenge Cooper Rush to get it done in the passing game because you're going to have to. You're going to have to call play actions on first down. You're going to have to call play actions on second down. You're going to have to be ready to make every type of throw on the field. So you need to be able to do it. You need to be ready for it. I hope they practiced and emphasized a lot of play fakes in practice this week because you need to be able to get this Rams defense off guard. Because they know that you're going to run with Henry. They know that Lamar's out, obviously. So they know they're going to have to stop King Henry, and I think they will stop King Henry again. I'll be surprised if he has a good game again. That's not a knock on Henry at all. I'm saying this because the Rams are a competent team. They are a good defense. They're top 5 in both running and or maybe top 10, and at least top 10 in both pass defense and rush defense. They're going to be bringing their game. They're trying to get out of a 3-2 hole and not fall to 3-3. They're a good squad. Sean McVay knows what they're doing. They're going to come out here swinging, okay? And you need to come out here swinging right back. Don't just absorb the hits. Retaliate with the hits, okay? And doing that with creativity, okay? And, you could use both running backs again, too. You could come out in formations with 2 running backs in the backfield, maybe run a sweep to the right or to the left. Just something creativity. I don't give a crap what it is, but you've got to be ready to attack this defense in a spot where they're not going to be ready for, okay? Get Rush throwing on the run. I don't care. He can do it. I mean, he's not terrible backup quarterback. Obviously, he's not going to be Lamar back there, but he can move a little on the run. So call some stuff to get him going get the defense moving. Get the defense to set their feet. To you know how it is. Freeze the defense. That's the word I'm looking for on the play actions. Like, come on now, don't be afraid. What do you got to lose here? All right, go shock the world, honestly. But yeah, creativity, I guess, is my big point.
Yeah, you bring up a great point with the creativity. I think that's going to help, keep that defense off balance. Because, I mean, again, without Lamar, you take away that read option threat that is Lamar and Henry in that game. I'm going to emphasize the same thing I've also been emphasizing is that we have to emphasize more short passes. And I think you kind of look back at that Rams-Niners game on Thursday Night Football. Heck of a game, by the way. That was highly entertaining to watch. But you go back to that Niners-Rams game, Mac Jones was very efficient at getting the ball out because you could just see that it wasn't like nothing I felt like was too complex for him, right? It was pretty much just like get the ball out of your hands and try to move the chains, right? It wasn't really anything like I feel like if we can put Cooper Rush in that role and just get the ball out of your hands and try to move the chains, I feel like that could be effective against this Rams team. I mean, that Rams defense, while it can be stout, it was a little shoddy in that game, right? I mean, and that Niners team was dealing with injuries at the time. I mean, no Brock Purdy, no Ayuk. I don't think I forget their second wide receiver's name. Juwan Jennings. There was no Juwan Jennings in that game. No George Kittle in that game, right? So they missed a lot of playmakers. They still had CMC, of course, but they missed a lot of playmakers. But even in that scheme, in that type of passing game that they created for that matchup, they were able to move the ball pretty successfully. I mean, Kendrick Bourne had 100 yards or 100 plus yards in the air. I mean, receiving that day. You know what I mean? That he was just making plays. It was just trying to keep things simple for Cooper Rush to move the ball effectively. I think that's the main thing that this Ravens team is going to want to focus on going into this matchup, because that Rams pass rush, it can get to you. You know what I mean? So, like, our offensive line, it hasn't played to the best of its ability as of late. So you're going to want to get the ball out of his hands quick. You know, you don't want to force turnovers. I know Cooper spoke on that, especially yesterday, saying he wants to, get the chemistry in with the guys and just try to be more efficient with the football. I completely understand he had 3 picks last week. One of them, maybe not totally his fault. I know the ball fell out of Andrew's hands.
2 of them, I thought.
2 of them, you thought? Okay, well, 2 of them probably not his fault. But, just get the ball out of Cooper's hands, man. Just create schemes that will help him be efficient and just get him into a rhythm, right? Kind of like some free throws, just like some short yardage gains, 5 yards, just get the thing simple and keep him efficient. I think that's one of the main things that the team's going to want to focus on. And if Keaton is elevated again, I would like to see the backs, get more opportunities, catching some routes out of the backfield, I just want to make sure that this team is moving, because the more you can move and keep that offense off the field, it will be advantageous for you to keep the ball in your possession as much as possible, because this Rams team is very much so capable with big playability. So my thing on offense, keep the short passing game. That should be an emphasis in this one, and keep the running backs involved. I think those are the two main focuses, because you got two possession guys, and Andrews and Likely, who can go up and get it. D-Hop has made incredible throws. If Zay plays tomorrow, which I feel like he will, you have a good deep threat. Bateman is still available. Great route runner. I mean, you got weapons. Just utilize them in any best way you can, by also playing to Cooper Rush's strengths. I feel like that should be the emphasis on Sunday. So short passing game, use your backs. I think if you can do that, you might be able to walk out of here with a win. I wholeheartedly feel like that.
Yeah, well, we got to talk about the other side of the ball too. This is the part that's the concern, honestly. I feel like the offense could do just enough, but the defense has to help out. It has to. And again, what am I going to say? Sit up here and say, stop the run, pressure the quarterback. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Right? You got to do what you got to do here, honestly. Blitz, send 6, send 5, confuse Stafford. I mean, he's not going to run around like crazy. I mean, Stroud can move a little bit more than Stafford, but Stafford is a much more better. I think he's a better decision maker than Stroud. So just force him into bad decisions, honestly. I mean, because that's what you're going to have to do, because I don't think you're going to stop them. You can try to contain them, but I don't think you'd be able to stop them. So maybe try to confuse Matt, and he might throw you a pick or two. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky. It's going to be raining tomorrow too, so maybe you could punch the ball out. I think usually it doesn't play into Baltimore's favor, but now that we're the team that's kind of sloppy on all sides of the ball, maybe the weather will play into our hands a little bit. Maybe it'll force the better team to make more mistakes. So you gotta scrap and claw your way to get whatever pressure and turnovers you can on Stafford. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and give you my keys to the game, because you already know what to do. Okay, you got to do whatever you got to do to pull out a victory, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So tackling's got to be better. I mean, the play calling's got to be better. I mean, nothing new of what I've been saying for the past month. So I don't know. It's going to be whether you are ready to play. We'll see if this team comes out here with energy too. Are they going to show up? Are they going to look like they want to try and win the game? Or are they just going to look like they're lackadaisical, not knowing what they're doing, and just la-di-la-di-la-di-da, let's just get out of here and go home type of effort? So we'll see. We will see from the jump. You'll know. You'll know if they're ready to bring it. And they weren't at all ready to bring it in that Texas game from the start. You'll know. So we'll see. Can we get Ray Lewis in the house or something to fire up the defense a little bit? Because it sucks. Just flat up, straight up. It does. So what's my key to the game? I don't have any. Do what you got to do to win the game. You're 1-4. Figure it out. Contain Stafford. Take advantage of goal line defense. Also, make them work for the touchdowns, okay? Once you get them to the 5-yard line, make them have to spend all 3 plays. Maybe you'll get lucky and get a stop. Don't just let them walk right in like Houston did every single drive. Okay? So, honestly, defensively, you got to think about effort. That's honestly what I want to see an improvement in. If they lose the game, but they try and they fight, and it looks like they're trying to stay alive and battle for their season, I can't get that upset. It's the lack of effort that really, really rubs me the wrong way about this team. So we'll see how they perform on Sunday, honestly.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the nose. Effort is going to be key. I mean, we've seen so many missed tackles. We've seen a lot of blown coverages. I mean, they've looked lost. And I hate saying that about this team, but it's just the reality. They've looked lost and confused out there on the defensive side of the ball. I think the one thing I'm looking for on Sunday is how Orr is utilizing our new additions. I know we didn't touch on it, but I'm going to touch on it now. We did trade Odafe to the Chargers for Alohi Gilman, safety, who's been with LA for a couple of years now. And we also picked up CJ Gardner-Johnson, former Super Bowl champion, who was with the Eagles last year. Was with the Texans this year, did not work out, so he was released, I think, after maybe week 3. And he signed with us. So we have 2 new additions to the secondary. Will they both play? I don't know. I just saw a tweet today that the Ravens, they not only did they elevate Tyler Huntley to back up Rush, but they did elevate another safety. Looks like I believe his name is Keandre Jackson. So he was elevated from the practice squad. I guess he'll play tomorrow as well. I don't know if it's more like a special teams thing or anything like that, because we have a lot of guys out for tomorrow's game. So it could be just to have that 53. But I want to see how Orr utilizes these guys, right? Because when we brought in these safeties, everyone kept talking about how with Hamilton coming back, do we bring Hamilton maybe to the box, right? Instead of letting him play up top and let maybe Alohi Gilman up there next to Malachi Starks, or maybe a CJ up there with Malachi Starks. You know what I mean? So basically what everyone's saying is bringing in these safeties will help utilize Kyle Hamilton's versatility more, especially maybe in like a sub linebacker kind of role next to when a Roquan comes back. Right now, tomorrow, either be Trenton or Teddy Buchanan, whichever one. But however we can utilize Hamilton's ability to be versatile, we will do it, right? So I'm very interested to see how Orr does that. Maybe involve Kyle in the blitz game a little bit more if he's going to bring him down from up top. We'll have to see about that. But the main thing for me is just like getting teams off the field on third down. We have not been successful at doing it at all. And our third down conversion percentage, at least defensively, is way too high, right? Like it's way too high. Like we're letting teams, and like you talked about, the Texans were able to walk us down almost every drive, right? They didn't punt the ball till the fourth quarter. So, I mean, you have to stop. You have to bully them back, right? You have to stop allowing teams to walk you down the field. Like you're working yourself. You're exhausting yourself being out on the field that long, which allows for blown coverages, which allows for broken tackles, like in poor execution in these plays. You have to be able to get teams off the field on third down. That has to be an emphasis for this team. Now, as far as the pressure goes, we know we're a low pressure team. We don't get pressure on the quarterback. It's unfortunate. I would like to see Zach Orr maybe bust open the book and see what kind of blitz packages we can get on Stafford. Can we get to Stafford? That's going to be one of these main things. Can we maybe force Stafford to make a mistake? He's done it before. He's no stranger to mistakes. He's done it before. But like you said, he's a gunslinger. So he's going to if he sees somebody open, he's taking it, right? So it's going to be up to this team to try to maybe force a turnover and get the momentum back to this offense. To get the momentum back to this offense to get down there and try to get some points on the board. Because it's not going to be easy against this Rams team. So you have to take advantage of every opportunity. And I feel like I say this every video, but this defense has to take advantage of opportunities because we've lacked in it. We've sorely lacked in taking advantage of plays that could go our way on the defense side of the ball. So this team, it needs to emphasize effort. This team needs to emphasize what's the best way to put it? This team needs to emphasize effort, and this team needs to emphasize pressure. Those are the main 2 things for me as far as this defense is concerned. And I'll be keeping my eye on how this team utilizes our guys, the guys that we have right now, to our advantage. Like if we have these safeties, how are we going to use them? You're acquired 2 guys in the secondary. So what's the play with that? So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that plays to our advantage. But I'm hoping, like, if they can maybe try to force a stop or 2, I mean, who knows? But my faith kind of lacks in that department because they're going to have to show me something because they couldn't do it against CJ. And we see how the Texans' offensive line gets talked about. It's not in a great light, right? So they're going to have to show me something because right now we haven't seen it.
Well, we'll see. And all goes hand in hand. Everything we've said before. So we'll see how fired up this team will be coming out for this game. We'll see how the coaching staff can maybe try to rally them a little bit because it just seems like they have lost this locker room in the couple games we've watched recently, especially. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, time to give you our predictions. What do you got? Who's winning?
Any day. If this was any other year, I'd pick the Ravens to win this, but they got to show it to me, man. Until they do, I got the Rams winning. I think they beat us. I think they beat us 35-17.
Ooh, another blowout loss.
They got to show me something. They have to. Like, if they want to prove me wrong, I will come back on this stream and say, as a man, I was wrong. Ravens did their thing. But until they do that, and until they can show me they can stop somebody, I just don't have the faith right now. I think we might be going into the bye week 1-5, unfortunately.
Well, that sets up a crazy run after the bye then, right? So yeah, I don't know, man. We still are missing some people. I know they're all back in practice now, but we're still missing a lot of people. This is going to be a tough game. I really do think the weather can play a factor in this game because it's going to be pretty bad rain tomorrow at kickoff. So, everything's pointing to the Rams to get it done through the air, run the ball with Kyron Williams. There's no reason why the Ravens should win this game if you're the way they've been playing and how the Rams have been playing. I know they did lose to the Niners, but they didn't play an awful game. They just had a couple mistakes there at the end. But, yeah, the Rams should easily take care of business. But I'm going to go with Baltimore Ravens. Why? Solely on faith. Yep, the Ravens are going to shock the world 23-20.
Holy shit. Okay. All right.
I'm going to be wrong.
I wish I had your faith. I really do.
Picking them to win. And if they win, congrats.
Hey, listen, if they win, I will come on this stream on Sunday and say, Gonz, you were right. Dom was wrong. I will immediately, and I will do it with no hesitation. No hesitation at all.
I mean, we almost beat them that one time we shouldn't have beaten them. The Super Bowl year for them, we had Huntley, and we were just one first down away from winning the game. And
when we had Lamar, it took a punt return, So
they're tough. I know.
They're a tough out, man. They are a tough out. I will say that much. But this team, the defense has to show us something, man. If the defense can if they could just get some stops, like if they could just get them off the field, I will have some faith. But
maybe they could use the mentality that they got the guys coming back. They got their captains coming back next week after the bye. So if they can just rally together for this one game, if any, not any other one, just this one, to get it done, because you got help on the help coming. Help is on the way. Maybe they can get it done. I don't know.
I hope so.
Probably not.
I want to have the faith that you have. If they want to get this win, get it. Get it. Go into the bye week 2-4.
Maybe use that Texans game as an absolute rock bottom. Okay, use that as like the cellar, the dungeon. Now, how do we get out of that, or at least try to before help comes after the bye?
Yes, because if you can get to 2-4, if you can get to 2-4 and get everyone back week 7, no, I'm sorry, week 8.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you can get everyone back week 8, man, you can try to turn this ship around. Especially, and now mind you, not fully, because I feel like you still have to make some improvements to this roster. It's gonna need some help. You're gonna have to make a trade, EDC. It's needed. I'm not gonna lie, it is needed. But if you can just get the guys back, if you can get the 2-4 and get the guys back week 8, who knows? Right? Who knows? But you got to get to 2-4 first. That's the main thing. You got to get past these Rams before you can look into the bye. So do what you got to do, man. Prove me wrong. Get the win. Like, I wouldn't be mad if you did it.
There's a slew of winnable games after the bye. Dolphins, Jets,
a slew.
Bears. I know that they're 2-2, but again, I feel like that's a winnable game. Patriots, I know they're looking pretty decent, but I feel like that's a winnable game. There's a lot. Minnesota Vikings, pretty decent again, but I feel like that's a winnable game. I mean, Bengals without Joe Burrow twice.
Steelers
are winnable games.
I forgot about that. And Browns one more time.
I mean,
what I mean? So
it's not, even if you start 1-5, it's not over. You got to keep your head up.
I'm not gonna lie. If you do start 1-5, you only have room to lose maybe one or two more games.
One more, I think.
Yeah, you only have, like, I'm just looking at the AFC. Like, I see 3 potential playoff teams in the AFC West. I see 2 potential playoff teams in the AFC East. And I see maybe 2 playoff teams in the AFC South.
Let's not even think playoffs. Let's just think about
I'm saying as far as getting this team, like, even if you want to aim for like positioning to put yourself in a position to compete. Like, if the Ravens, because they're not playing like the season is over, right? So they're trying to look ahead. Like, even if they don't admit it to themselves, they are still looking at their room for error as far as what they can and cannot get done. Like, they can tell us all they want, they're not looking to the future. We know they are, because there's no way they're not, right? So my thing is, your room for error, if you're 1-5, is slim. Is this much? Is this? Oh, actually, maybe not. Maybe this much in this AFC. So get the 2-4. That's all I have to say at that point. Get the 2-4.
Yep. All right. Well, there you go. Ravens. I have the Ravens. He has the Rams. So we'll see what happens tomorrow at 1:00, and then the bye week. That's going to be where a lot of change has to happen. A complete mindset shift. If they're 1-5, man, it's playoff time already in October, literally. So we'll see what happens. All right. Well, thanks again for stopping by. This has been a fun little show. So yeah, I feel like I had one more thing, but honestly, no, I don't. It's an effort thing for me. Honestly, it really is. We'll see which Ravens team wants to show up. Is it going to be the old Ravens teams when they had nothing and they showed up and almost beat the Green Bay Packers? Remember, almost beat the Super Bowl champion Rams back in 2021. You know, almost beat the Cincinnati Bengals in 2022 in the playoffs. Can they show some fight? Only tomorrow we'll find out. Only tomorrow will tell us. All right. Well, thanks again for stopping by. I'm Gonz. That's Dom. We appreciate you stopping by and joining us. Even if you're a new member or a reoccurring member, we appreciate it nonetheless. If you are a new member, though, and do enjoy hearing us talk and yap about the Ravens and just football in general, please subscribe and leave comments below, guys. We'll read them. We really will. And we really want to interact more with you guys and do answer your questions. Even if you just want to talk about your favorite team, like anything, feel free to do anything. It's a safe space. We love everybody over here. So thanks again. But anyway, we're going to go on ahead and get up out of here. Dom, are you ready to go? Any last comments?
Nah, man. I think we expressed what we needed to express. I think this team knows the urgency that is needed in this game. It's pretty much getting to do or die time right now if they want to turn this season around. So we'll just see if they feel that urgency with the effort on the field that we see tomorrow.
Yep. Only can afford a few more losses. So we definitely shall see. All right. Well, thanks again. I'm Gonz. That's Dom. And we're going to be signing out. And we'll see you very shortly for post game after that game wraps up tomorrow. And go Ravens.